The powerful Vikings were known for their raiding and their pillaging. Their ability to show up unannounced made them feared by all. And the common man had to be prepared. And in today's world, with nations' economies collapsing and armed robberies on the rise, it is still important to be prepared. What would you do if someone was breaking into your home with a weapon? If you had to protect your family from an armed intruder, what would you use to protect them? What would you use as armor against a gun? Today's Viking Body Armor Day. Today we're going to show you what this armor can do. We've invited out different men and women from different backgrounds to show their non-biased opinion on this product.
My name's Brock Holland.
My name's John Cathy.
My name's Roger Kirkpatrick.
I am Eliza Elway.
Bill Johnson.
Scott Goodner.
David Owen. Bob Landry.
I'm currently a mechanic, welder, fabricator.
I've been using firearms since I was about 8 years old, hunting out of state 5 or 6 times, and doing a lot of bear hunting out here, especially in this country.
I went to school at Arizona State, mechanical engineering. I went to UTI for molecular structures and metallurgy.
I'm a stay-at-home mom.
I'm a logger by profession, 35 years.
I've been through the police academy, in the criminal justice program.
I'm a Marine for 4.5 years. I was in the infantry, so we had a lot of high-speed training and a lot of basically helicopter training as far as rappelling onto ships.
I'm prepping for anything.
Viking Body Armor is certified by the Department of Defense as one of the best steels for armor applications. The Department of Army Ballistic Test Certificate shows the test results of this ballistic steel with a .30 caliber armor-piercing M2 round. A certificate is supplied showing passing results at the Army base in Maryland.
I get to see it also by the government and what they have their standards by, and it makes me feel quite safe.
All 4 plates are curved to form to the body. All the plates' edges have been sanded, beveled, and rounded off so that no 90-degree edges will be hindering movement, maximizing the life of your plate carrier. A shooter cut has been placed on both front and back plates to ensure increased mobility for either a right or left-handed operator. These cuts ensure proper shoulder movement while shouldering a rifle. We set up a Viking body armor test with our 10x12 plates to see how much our armor could withstand. We demonstrated a spall test on Viking body armor with a 9mm 150 grain full metal jacket at 25 feet. Alrighty, so we just shot this with a 9mm full metal jacket, and you can see right here, I'm going to go ahead and give a little circle because it's real small. This is the impact right there on the plate. Now you can see that the spalling has done wonderful. As we look around, we're looking for any spots on this cardboard where any piece of the actual bullet would have ricocheted, came out of the spalling, and that's a potential threat to someone's body, okay? Now if we look around, I'm not seeing any dents, I'm not seeing any punctures, I'm seeing smooth cardboard, which means this spalling system did its job. And if we want to have our guests take a look, do as you like, you can see that it hits the steel, isn't captured by the spalling.
So the bullet actually goes into the body armor and stays in there?
It hits the ballistic steel and it's stopped and held down by this coating.
Yeah, so it's inside of the coating as we speak, the
yes
bullet.
it is. And you can see, you can feel it, there's a bubble, which is the actual bullet. A .40 caliber 165 grain critical defense round at 1175 feet per second at 25 feet. Okay, so right now we just did the critical defense off the .40 pistol, and as you can see, we've got right smack dab in the middle. Now this right here was the 9mm. You can see this right here, right there, smack dab in the middle. This is the .40 pistol right here, okay? Cardboard looks awesome. There's no dents, there's no punctures. Spectators, can you check this out if you want? Now again, this is a critical defense round, it's not the FMJ. So this guy's gonna pop more.
I like how there's no dents in the back.
Spalling did exactly what we wanted to do. A 223 Remington 55 grain full metal jacket going 3,000 feet per second at 50 feet. So, we just shot this with an FMJ from an AR-223. Now, it entered right here, so it hits here, and it popped out a little bit. Went in, hits the ballistic steel, and shatters. Now we're checking on the sides, nothing on the sides, nothing on the top, nothing on the right side. You can see right here on the edge, there's a little mark on the cardboard, okay?
But essentially it still did a job because it didn't go up.
So right now this is getting hit, and it's stopping, it's not moving up, it's not moving towards you, it actually moved away from you. And if you see on that right there, on the cardboard, small little ding.
I'd say the Spalding's doing its job.
Yeah.
I would say.
Like the 223, I was really surprised it had no penetration. It looked like it was shot with a BB gun.
A 12 gauge double-aught buck, 2 3/4, critical defense round at 1,600 feet per second at 25 feet. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take out the armor, see what we just did with the double-aught buck. Okay, here we go. Right here, you can see where it hit. Now, question is, how's this holding?
It's going good.
Going good.
Holy cow.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So we don't have a bump even.
Nice.
Can't do
Okay.
that with ceramic.
So put that on the ground. What do we got here? We got 12 gauge. Right here, this guy. Pretty close. Right here was the 223. You can see that the Spalling sucked him in. Did good, eh?
I was actually really impressed with the Spalding.
I like the way it held up.
I'm very familiar with spray liner systems and all the other stuff. And the fact that it's actually catching the shrapnel is very good.
When the shotgun was shot and it sucked up the bullets, like it all just disappeared into the anti-spalling.
I didn't realize that you had the actual Spalding that we used on our MRAPs.
I was actually super surprised by the Spalding, man. I was surprised it didn't just rip right off.
Viking body armor uses one of the most advanced anti-spalling systems that's available on the market today. The 5x7 full metal jacket, 32 grain, was traveling at 2,800 feet per second. Shall we?
Right there.
Yeah, wow. Right there, sticking in the Spalling system right here, we got this. So shrapnel's just sticking in this.
The
Okay.
entry hole.
Nice.
It was like a pinhole.
I was impressed. I thought that 5.7 might go through.
I really thought I was going to do more damage when it did because the reputation itself, from what I've heard of the 5x7, that it's gone through other vests and stuff, so I really thought it was going to do more than what it did.
Didn't even make a dent in it.
We used a 270 Winchester polymer tip, 110 grain, going 3,400 feet per second at 75 feet. This round had the most velocity and yet was contained in the Spalling.
The resistance that it has to heat, the transfer of heat between two metals, is there was no melting, which melting causes a heat which would go through the material, which would fall all the way through, which would weaken the rest of it. That actually did not happen in that.
We just did the 270. We're gonna see what the results we got. So, you can see the brass is stuck in the actual anti-spalling. Now, we've got the 270 here. There's the back. We got a bit of a dimple.
That's impressive.
We got no penetration.
The one thing that actually impressed me the most was the 270. You can have energy, but with energy comes substance and mass. So it actually spreads out. But if you have a higher velocity, it pinpoints it, and the pinpoint is what actually will shear the metal. And the fact that it did not shear it or penetrate all the way through it, that was impressive. The 308 Russian surplus 155 grain, going 2,785 feet per second, was shot at 75 feet. The 308 Russian surplus 155 grain, going 2,785 feet per second, was shot at 75 feet. The 308 Russian surplus 155 grain, going 2,785 feet per second, was shot at 75 feet. The 308 Russian surplus 155 grain, going 2,785 feet per second, was shot at 75 feet. The 308 Russian surplus 155 grain, going 2,785 feet per second, was shot at 75 feet. The 308 Russian surplus 155 grain, going 2,785 feet per second, was shot at 75 feet. The 308 Russian surplus 155 grain, going 2,785 feet per second, was shot at 75 feet. The 308 Russian surplus 155 grain, going 2,785 feet per second, was shot at 75 feet. The 308 Russian surplus 155 grain, going 2,785 feet per second, was shot at 75 feet. The 308 Russian surplus 155 grain, going 2,785 fe
Boom. Wow. So you can see right here, the spalling is taking a licking. However, the back of this ballistic plate is holding. You're alive, you're unharmed.
When I shot the 308, I was expecting it to do more damage to the body armor than it did.
Even the vest, a nylon vest, is gonna help take in shrapnel.
What happened to the plywood?
That was your miss.
The plywood behind it,
Yeah,
one piece. Come see.
that was your miss.
So the one shot was the miss.
And then the spalling did a great job of holding the impact and making it so shrapnel didn't hit you.
The 308 full metal jacket, 150 grain, going 2,500 feet per second, was shot at 75 feet. All right, let's see what we got. So, what's going on here?
There's there it is. No, it's right in the middle right there.
Right in the middle.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, what's on the back? This 308 full metal jacket was totally contained by the spalling.
Yeah. I was expecting the 308 to probably cause the most damage.
And it still didn't penetrate.
I mean, I was really impressed when I saw it hold up to the 308.
Nothing was going to get hurt on the body anywhere from that.
The 30-06 silver tip, 165 grain, was shot at 2,800 feet per second at a close range of 75 feet.
When I saw the big rifles shoot at the vest, I thought they were going through the vest.
It held up.
It definitely took the spalling off.
But you're alive.
But you are alive. Yeah.
That's right on the edge too.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah, no kidding.
It didn't go through. Barely did anything.
It definitely blew my mind when you pulled it out. Just little dimples on the back.
The 10 gauge, 3.5-inch Magnum slug was a 500 grain, traveling at 1,800 feet per second.
When I saw the 10 gauge come out and they shot that was 100% sure gone through. What?
Whoa, what's going on here? We've done about, what, 3 shots here now?
Yeah.
But pulled it out and it wasn't through. It was good.
You're alive.
Dang it, he made
It
it.
would have ripped your shoulder up, but
Two divots there.
But you're alive.
that's impressive.
The 10 gauge slug hit right next to the 308 round. In this situation, you could call it the jackhammer effect. Even this 500 grain slug was stopped by Viking body armor.
I thought it may have done more damage than it did, but it was very impressive the way it held up to getting impacted by a 1 3/4 ounce piece of lead. It was very impressive to see the body armor get hit multiple times in the same spot and be able to handle it well and have no failures.
I thought that top corner would have been, broken off or something. I was very impressed when you pulled that out and there was just some spalling gone. That's definitely gonna save your life.
We had our guests personally demonstrate the maneuverability of our armor in our doomsday scenario.
In the doomsday scenario, it was completely comfortable.
I felt really good wearing the armor.
I felt great wearing the Viking body armor. It felt like I had good range of motion.
When I wore the Viking armor today, I was actually pretty comfortable. It was really surprising. I couldn't really tell it was there. Just a little bit of extra weight and that was it.
You can't hardly even tell it's there. The weight is just distributed properly.
It fit snug. It wasn't overly heavy.
The weapons felt good as I was carrying them with the body armor.
Didn't hinder my movement while shooting any firearms.
All in all, I'd say it was a good fit.
Less than a baby pack.
came out to shoot the plates today, and it was pretty impressive.
I was surprised something didn't penetrate through. I was really surprised.
It might have put you on your ass, but you would have been alive, for sure.
I think you have a good product.
You have a very good product.
It far exceeded everything I thought the Viking body armor would have done, so it's impressive. I have a little knowledge with Kevlar body armor and coated steel plate body armor, and this outperformed all of that.
So I'm very familiar with body armor, and the type of body armor I wore was a ceramic plate. I do like the idea of the steel plate. I like the fact that you don't have to worry about fractures if you drop it from a high place. If you, while you're wearing it and you fall, you know, from a high place, you run the risk of fracturing your plate. The one thing I did like about it versus the ceramic plate is it's a little or less bulky. When you're wearing body armor, it's bulky enough as it is.
Did a lot of testing with, you know, other types of body armor, mostly Kevlar. Wore it a lot, pretty much every day for a couple hours a day. You know, I've put a lot of rounds through Kevlar armor, and you know, something like a 308 would have gone right through that.
Just for personal protection, just to have it.
I would feel pretty safe.
People know you have stuff that they want, and you need to protect yourself, and body armor can help a lot with that.
I see a lot of potential for this product in the future, but in a lot of other fields, not just defense, but general safety for the public. Bird hunting, vest, field work, you know, that's one of the most dangerous hunting atmospheres in the country, but also the #1 hunting ventures that there is.
I could see myself using the Viking body armor just on standby, just in case something happened.
I can totally see myself using Viking body armor. I'd love to have a set in my vehicle, just in case, you know, whenever. Most of the time, if you're gonna get shot at, it's not gonna be a 308 hunting rifle. It's gonna be a 9mm or an AR or something common.
Viking body armor stopped everything we threw at it. It's bruised, but it did its job.
I would definitely recommend this to anybody.
If somebody in my line of work were to come up to me and had their opinion about it, I would definitely feel comfortable recommending this product to them.
It's good stuff. I'd recommend it.
I would definitely recommend Viking body armor. I want to get a set, but I would definitely recommend it to anyone looking into, you know, purchasing body armor.
And I'd totally own and recommend after seeing the product going through hell today.
Want to learn more about our product? Go to VikingBodyArmor.com. Viking body armor is made right here in America.